Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos that should not exist. If you've been watching the channel for a while now, you'll know some photos out there are just plain creepy. Well, here are some more terrifying photos which are bound to keep you up at night. So if you dare, let's get into these scary images you won't believe people actually caught. But before we get too scared, be sure to subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have Hook Island Monster. Hook Island is one of the many islands off the coast of Queensland, Australia. It's a popular tourist hotspot as it's very tranquil and peaceful. However, in 1964, Robert Sarek was on a boat trip with his family in the waters of Hook Island. There, he spotted a monster-like creature under the water. He said it was like a giant tadpole with eyes on the top of its head. Some people disputed Robert's claims. That was until a woman named Mary visited the island in 1984 and took this photo. As you can see, it appears she saw the same sea monster Robert saw all those years ago. Some claimed there was an error with this image being developed, but experts found this image is 100% real and without any errors. This has since been dubbed the Hook Island Sea Monster, and many people who visit Hook Island still report sightings of it today. A few other images of the monster have even been captured. However, this one by Mary remains the scariest and clearest image to date. I know Australia is known for dangerous animals, but this goes way too far. Next up is glowing eyes. School photos are never good. Sure, they can be kind of cool to look back at when you're 30, but it's a big hassle, and when you're a kid, you don't care much about them. Well, in 1943, one Catholic school took one of the most famously scary school photos ever. The school is located in Spain, and one day they took a school photo. The heads of the school, the teachers, and all the students were in the photo as it was a small school. However, when the image was being developed, the photographer got a massive shock. You see, in the image, everyone's eyes appeared to be glowing. These couldn't have been added as they're way too exact, and also this was way before the days of editing in Photoshop. Some say that the reflection of the sun in people's eyes could have caused this, but that theory's been debunked. I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing that their eyes are glowing, but it sure does look creepy. Have you ever seen a school picture worse than this? Because I don't think I have. Well, perhaps other than Bad Luck Brian. Next up is UFO burn. Over 100 people a year say they've encountered a UFO. However, as you can imagine, most of them are faking it and have no evidence to support their claims. But the most well-documented UFO case of all time was the Falcon Lake incident. This occurred in 1967 when a man came home to his family feeling very sick. He then said he felt injured and had to lie down in bed. When his family asked what happened, he said he had an odd experience in the Falcon Lake woods near their home in Canada. The man had never heard of a UFO before, but he described what he saw to his son, and this was his sketch. But the creepy photo that came out of this whole thing was when the man took off his shirt. On his body, you can clearly see an odd imprint. This is thought to be an alien probe or brand of some sort, and that same imprint can even be seen on his shirt. Afterwards, the man couldn't stop smelling of burning metal and sulfur. This photo serves as a creepy reminder that aliens may be among us. Next up is Ghost Kid. This is another photo with one very scary backstory to it. One day, a mom was watching her 2-year-old son when a massive 44-inch TV fell on him. Despite the size of the TV, her boy was totally unharmed amazingly. She then put him to bed later that night and took a few selfies and photos for MySpace. Remember, this was back in the day, so MySpace was where it was at. Anyway, most of the images she took were normal. However, she spotted something odd in one of the selfies she snapped. As you can see, what appears to be a transparent figure can be seen in the left side of the image. Some theorized the TV falling on her boy's life could have taken his life for a split second, causing her boy to become a ghost. Others say this is simply the Mom of the Year awarding body giving her a prize for letting a TV fall on her kid. She either needs to buy a smaller TV or call Ghostbusters. Next up is House on Fire. One day, a firefighter in Gary, Indiana was called to a house. The house had been abandoned for years, but it was near the childhood home of Michael Jackson, so he decided to take a photo of it. He posted the photo to Facebook, but it didn't take long for his friends to point out he captured something much more than just a fire in the image. As you can see, standing in the left window appears to be the figure of a man. Some say this house wasn't really abandoned, and there was actually someone in there, while others say it could just be the way the smoke formed or even a shadow. Another theory is a person who used to own this place passed away, and their ghost still haunts this place. What do you think the explanation for this very scary photo is? One thing's for sure, this firefighter was blown away and very afraid when his friend pointed this out, as he didn't even see it at first. The house is very old and has had many owners, so who knows, this could very well be a ghost. Next up, we have Hidden Eye. Simple question, how many eyes are in this image? You've probably said 4, as it appears to be simply of 2 friends having a good time together. That is what they thought too when this image was taken. But later they took a second look and realized they captured something terrifying. Take a look at the background of this image and you'll be able to clearly see one half of a girl's face. The girl is very young and pale, and her eyes look very scary and sinister. In fact, she kind of looks like the girl from the movie The Exorcist. The scariest thing is, the 2 girls in the photo said no one was around when they took it. Was this girl a ghost as she wasn't seen in real life but can be seen clearly here? Or is there a less paranormal explanation to this image? The image was posted ages ago in 2008 on MySpace and was one of the first images ever to go viral on MySpace. Next up is creepy Care Bears. We all know Care Bears. And who knows, maybe you even had a Care Bear toy as a kid. Well, this little girl got more than she bargained for in this image. The girl was at a mall in the late 90s with her mom. They saw these people dressed as Care Bears, so they decided to get a photo with them. However, it was only when this girl had grown up that she realized the people dressed as Care Bears here are kind of creepy. I can't exactly put my finger on why, but it looks like they're crushing her. And she also looks very uncomfortable about the whole situation. Perhaps because we're used to kids' characters like the Care Bears looking so friendly, it makes it kind of scary when they look odd. Do you agree with the girl in the image about how it looks kind of sinister? I definitely see it, but leave a comment letting me know your thoughts. Next up is Demon in the Kitchen. Now for what is probably the most realistic image of a demon ever seen. One mom took an innocent photo of her kid playing in their home in Washington, USA. However, as soon as she took the photo, she was terrified. Behind her kid appears to be a ghostly demon. It's very tall and thin and has dark grey skin and long grey hair. Some say this could be a haunted house as they only moved into it a few weeks before this was taken. The child clearly didn't see it and neither did the mom when she was taking the photo. It was only in the photo that the mom saw this, which is very odd and may mean it can't be seen in reality and only on film. Some have said this looks like a Yuri, which is a Japanese ghost. However, as I said, these guys are in Washington, so that seems unlikely. Unless of course ghosts can travel. I guess if they can't be seen, they don't have to buy a plane ticket. What are your thoughts on this scary viral photo? Next up is clown. One of the main phobias people have are of clowns. They were already seen as creepy after the clown sightings of 2016, and in 2017 the It movie made clowns even scarier with Pennywise. Well, if you think that scary clowns are a modern phenomena, then think again. One woman who is now an adult in her late 50s found this image of her as a child at a fair. She's with a clown who may very well be the scariest clown to ever live. The woman who's in the image says she doesn't remember this happening, but according to her face in the image, she was terrified. The reason the clown looks like this is because he's painted his mouth down to his chin and then used a costume piece as the bottom half of his mouth. Believe it or not, this wasn't designed to be creepy, but instead to be funny for kids who went to see the clown. Next up, we have Mirror Boy. Now, we've already seen some creepy photos involving kids on this list, but just imagine if you caught a photo of your own kid doing something super odd and unexplained. And no, I don't mean drawing on the walls, although that is odd. One day a mom snapped a photo of her husband and her son playing by the mirror. However, after she looked at the photo, she never saw her son the same way again. Her son's eyes were closed in real life but open in the mirror. How is that even possible? Did this kid break the speed of light? It seems innocent at a first glance, but something clearly isn't right here. Have you ever taken a creepy photo yourself? If so, send it to me on social media and I'll use it in an upcoming video. My social medias are all linked below in the description. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the scariest image on this list. And be sure to check out my second channel, The Crafty. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment, so click it to check it out. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.